Hello, it's Darin Eppich. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to discuss the city of Inglewood as one of the featured neighborhoods in Los Angeles. So we're going to kind of dive into it. Recently I featured Inglewood in one of my videos discussing the 5 trending areas to buy a home for $1 million or less. And that video came about because I had so many buyers that were looking for, where can they find the next best investment? Because, this is an investment. So they were looking for what's the areas that they should buy because, certain parts of LA price people out. So Inglewood was one of the neighborhoods that I thought was the best investment and has been increasing in value year over year since the Sofi Stadium broke ground. If you like the video you see today, please like my video. If you want to see more content about the LA and the real estate market, please subscribe to my channel. I have a new video every week. Now we're going to go into the city of Inglewood, featured neighborhood in Los Angeles. And we're going to kind of dive into trends, why Inglewood, a little bit about the culture, some of the neighborhoods that are desirable, and some market stats to wrap it all up. Why Inglewood? Well, Inglewood is booming. Since the Sofi Stadium went up, and even before that, developers came in and started building communities, KB homes, Pulte homes. Then you saw even gentrification, etc., happening in different areas of North Inglewood. The Sofi Stadium, for example, is going to host a Super Bowl next year in February 2022, Super Bowl 56, which is a huge event for the city of Inglewood. Heck, for the city of Los Angeles, it's huge. On top of that, you also see Inglewood will be hosting the 2028 Summer Olympics. And so these types of huge major events bring a lot of attention to a city. So with the stadium and with the Summer Olympics, you have an influx of development and you have city pushing money out there. So they're revamping like everything. You have a lot of shopping, retail, commercial development happening all around the stadium as well. In addition to the Sofi Stadium and the Summer Olympics, the LA Clippers are going to have a new arena there in 2024. So this is going to be huge for Inglewood. You're not going to see this, you're going to see this city only get stronger and stronger in terms of what's available to it, what you can do. Also, it's a great location. It's a 9-minute drive to LAX, anywhere between 12 to 20 minutes to Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Dockweiler State Beach, which is where you can actually have fire pits. I believe that's 12 minutes away, just south of Playa del Rey. So that's another huge thing as well. And even before Sofi Stadium came about, the Forum, which has been around forever, the former home of the Los Angeles Lakers, had been having a lot of things in pop culture of LA happening to bring Inglewood back on the map even over 10 years ago. Back in 2011, Prince had a huge 21-day concert that everyone remembers. And then you also have the Eagles have played there. You've had the MTV Music Awards there, iHeartRadio Music Awards, Nickelodeon's Kid Choice Awards, like 4 years in a row. So Inglewood's really not new to. This is kind of it's known in LA that Inglewood's happening. So it's just going to continue to grow. It's still a great opportunity for a lot of buyers. And with last year still having a home sale price increase of 14.3%, and the average home sale price being in the low to mid sevens, or low to mid 700,000s, this is a great opportunity for buyers in Los Angeles to get in an upcoming neighborhood or trending neighborhood and get a lot of bang for their buck, and also be part of a cool city. Inglewood's cool. Now I'm going to give you a fun fact about Inglewood, and that is supermodel Tyra Banks, which I grew up having a childhood crush on when she was featured in Sports Illustrated, George Michael, I think Freedom video, or Too Sexy, I think it was. Tyra Banks was a childhood crush, and she was featured in Sports Illustrated as the cover girl, I think, a few times. She was born in Inglewood, and then she went on to, host America's Next Top Model, a number of different things. Maybe it was in a few movies, I think even Higher Education with Ice Cube. But, today's fun fact is Tyra Banks, supermodel, was born in Inglewood. Just thought it'd be something, always like to put a little something extra in there. Maybe people didn't know. Now we're going to move on to culture. And to give you kind of a backdrop of Inglewood, it has a population of well over 115,000 people. It's primarily Latino and African American. And it's one of the oldest cities in Los Angeles County. On top of that, some places and things to do. First and foremost, food, the servings food, is a soul food like breakfast joint that's been around for over 35 years. You should check it out. When I was doing the research, that one stuck to me, and it's like listed as one of the best places to eat in all of Inglewood. So if you like soul food or just food with flavor, you got to go check it out. On top of that, obviously things to do. You have Sofi Stadium with the Rams coming out. Soon there will be concerts there as well. And there'll be all kinds of retail, shopping centers, restaurants, things to do. I think the NFL experience is just down the street or like on the property. So all these things are coming to tuition and developing and happening in the near future. So that'll make there a lot more to do in Inglewood real soon. On top of that, you have the Forum, which is going to have a lot of great shows. Like it used to have, back in the day, it had Prince, the Eagles, Slayer, Foo Fighters. Some of the probably biggest concerts will still happen at the Forum moving forward. And then you have things that are popular in the area. Randy's Donuts, which is, if you like a good donut, that's one of the best places in LA to get a donut. It's all over the South Bay, even in El Segundo, but the original one is in Inglewood, in North Inglewood. And then you have the California Science Center is in Inglewood. Hilltop Coffee and Kitchen is fast becoming like a small little chain of coffee shops in LA, in Inglewood, Ladera Heights, etc. I think Issa Rae from Insecure either is partner in one of them or partner in all of them or frequents it or has filmed there. I remember hearing her name being mentioned when it comes to the Hilltop Coffee and Kitchen. Actually had their beignets and food in the Ladera Heights one for my birthday with a friend. And then you have Hawthorne Aquatic Center, Exposition Park. Westchester Golf Course is just outside of Inglewood. So you have quite a few options of things to do when you're in Inglewood. And this is just based on, I'm not a local, I don't presume to be, but this is what comes up. And these are obviously things that I've heard about for quite some time. So I thought it worth mentioning. Now moving on to neighborhoods. I picked 3, and we're going to discuss 3 neighborhoods that, seem to be the most attractive to buy. And now we'll talk about neighborhoods, which is kind of an extension of culture, but these are neighborhoods that I would recommend to buyers to what we would focus on. And these neighborhoods came about by speaking to agents that are local in Inglewood that I've had conversations with, even recent conversations, because I'm looking for current clients. And then on top of that, some articles and featured articles about Inglewood. These are the neighborhoods that always come up. First, it's La Tierra Village, which is by Ladera Heights. It's really close to LAX. It is some of the highest home values in Inglewood. It is, in North Inglewood, and it's supposed to be, probably the most desirable area in all of Inglewood. The second one is Morningside Park. It sits on top of a hill. It's, just northwest of all the sports facilities. It's scenic, it's peaceful. You have a lot of mid-sized homes here. That is also, if you like a view or, Morningside Park might be the place you want to buy in Inglewood. And then the third neighborhood is Hollywood Park, which I think has the most is more in the future and the most development area. It's right by the stadium. It's where lots of plans for retail, shopping, commercial development, entertainment. I read recently that they're planning for over 2,500 new homes to be built there in Hollywood Park. So this is all around the stadium. This is kind of that whole gentrification boom, if you will, for Inglewood, and demand, because there is a demand there. So these are the three neighborhoods that, if you're a buyer and you're thinking, what area should I look into in Inglewood? La Tejera Village, Morningside Park, and Hollywood Park. These are the areas that I would look into. Now on to some market stats, which is my favorite part, but this also kind of helps buyers, investors, clients understand what is happening in the area, and gives them a better understanding why people are buying there, why it's a good investment. Inglewood, probably the most significant thing is last year over year, home sale prices increased 14.3%. And also it's one of the thriving, booming areas of Los Angeles, and you could still buy a home under $1 million. So, and there's not a lot of places that have a lot of things happening or growth potential or, big plans like Inglewood does, that has these properties, and homes for less than $1 million. It's just not a lot of places in LA have that. So I'm gonna go here into some stats. You're gonna see them on your screen, and they should be informative and very helpful for you future buyers, and give you an understanding why so many people are moving or buying in Inglewood. First and foremost, average home sale price in 2020. It was $720,311. Like I said, a 14.31 increase. Now, in the first quarter of this year, the average home sale price is now $749,352. So you have a slight increase there of over $29,000 home sale price increase. To give you an idea, in 2019, the average home sale price was $630,000. So you see the growth up. 2019, $630,000, 2020, $720,000, and now just in the first quarter of this year, $749,000, almost $750,000. In 2020, there was 178 homes sold. All but 5 of those were below $1 million. So 173 homes were sold for less than $1 million. In this past quarter that just happened, January through March 2021, 44 homes were sold. 42 of them were below $1 million. Currently, right now, there's 21 active listings. 17 of those are below $1 million. So only 4 of them are above $1 million. And these are single family homes. I'm not talking about condos. I'm talking about single family homes in Inglewood. And right now, the average active listing price for a single family home right now, and this can change, is $855,000. So you see the prices are just going up. So obviously this area has a lot of potential. The homes stay on the market, like last year it was 30 days and they were gone. So, you have, this year it's a little different story. A lot of homes are selling quick, going in escrow in the first week. So if you're looking right now, if you see something you like, you got to pull the trigger pretty quick. And to kind of cup this all together, market stats are basically showing that Inglewood is growing, and the home sale prices or values are increasing as well, and people are moving there, and things are happening there. So to sum it all up, Inglewood, one of the featured neighborhoods in LA. And the reason is because there's so much activity happening there. So many people are moving there, so much development happening. The LA Rams soon, this fall will have, finally, people in the seats at the stadium. You'll see the city come to life. Even with the pandemic, people are still buying there like crazy. There's still a lot more to happen around the stadium with Hollywood Park, with, commercial retail, shopping, entertainment, bars, restaurants. Those still have to go in. Then you have all the areas that were mentioned, Latera Village, Morningside Park. Those areas are booming. You have the metro line that is going to help make that even more accessible for everyone to get to for games or anything. Inglewood's just a great, place for any first-time home buyer. You should strongly consider it. And I'm going to quote a realtor that I spoke with recently. And this is probably, if you lived in LA for a while, you would know that Culver City is really cool. And she mentioned that Inglewood is like, to her, that she's been there in Inglewood for 20 years, but she first moved to Culver City. And that Inglewood reminds her a lot of Culver City. Now Culver City is one of the most desirable places in LA. And Inglewood's just, 5 miles probably south of Culver City. And with all the sports and entertainment and development happening, I think it has even more potential. It's still really close to the beaches and it's really close to LAX. So if you're looking to buy in LA, you should strongly consider Inglewood. Don't rule it out. There's just too many cool things happening there. If you like the video you saw today, please like my video. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. I have a new video come out every week. Thank you so much for coming by. Have a wonderful day.